Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Pillai Center's YouTube Powertime practice here on Saturday, May 15th, middle of May in 2021. My name is Sucharita. For those of you who don't know me, wishing you all a very warm welcome. It's a great time to come together because we have recently received the blessings of Akshaya Tritiya, and that is a power time for getting the blessings of prosperity consciousness. So Dr. Pillai is always making sure that we are in the right place at the right time, thinking, saying, and doing the right thing. And that's what we're here to do, is reiterate that, as well as bring to our attention all the powerful blessings that are available, whether you participate in the paid services or free services or courses offered through Pillai Center Academy or Pillai Center. We are here to remind you week by week that there are power times that you really want to make sure that you are tapping into that energy, because that's going to help you to move freely and smoothly with grace and ease throughout the week ahead or the week following. So it is a Saturday here in Toronto, Canada, and what's happening as a power time is the fourth moon. And the fourth moon happens after a new moon as well as after a full moon. So we're coming off a new moon and we are in a waxing cycle. So the fourth moon represents Ganesha's energy, the ability to remove obstacles in our lives. So we want to go and knock on his door. It doesn't take too much effort. All we need to do is say the password, honor him, and then do a little bit of a meditation so that you're in communion. You're not just having neurotic prayers, as Dr. Pillai says, remove my obstacles, I have all these problems. And he says, yeah, I know what problems you have. You never have to tell God what your problems are. He or she already knows. So we need to commune with that energy. So the power time is all about being empowered and aligned with these divine beings. So fourth moon on a Saturday that is ruled by Lord Saturn. You can even hear it in the name. So Saturday is ruled by Lord Saturn. The planet Saturn is not just a ball in the sky. It's a planetary being. And so this being his job is to deliver karma. And it's heavy on the weekend. And no wonder we always think, oh my God, I can't get going. Is it because I'm on my day off of work from the work week? It's not really. It's because you're getting all this heavy karma being revealed to you. And mostly it's around all the responsibilities. So maybe relationship responsibilities, finances, you have to go shopping, you have to run around and do all these things. And there's just never enough time on a Saturday, and we're exhausted by the end of a Saturday. So Lord Saturn has brought us here, all of us together, to make sure that we're doing our spiritual practices. And when we do that, he loves it. That's the best karma. That's the highest and best karma. So he says, all right, I'm going to take away that heaviness of your everyday karma, your thoughts, your actions, the past coming and haunting you, and so on. And all the responsibilities are so heavy and weighing us down. So we want to feel uplifted, and we want to feel like we are doing something that is going to make us feel lighter as we move through the week ahead. So Saturn is a great teacher for us. He teaches us patience, compassion, mercy, also to persevere and persist and just keep going, working at it step by step. He's a slow moving planet, but he makes sure that you don't trip over yourself and fall down. So carefully, and you will be getting the blessings as you take each step, and you know that, hey, I did something spiritual today or any other day hereafter. And then Lord Saturn is going to say, okay, I'm going to take some really heavy weight off of your shoulders. So we've got Ganesha and Lord Saturn. And then we also have the sun has transited into the sign of Taurus, and it's the second natural house or sign of the zodiac. So sun represents our soul. And that moved yesterday during Akshaya Tritiya, the time where it is wealth, prosperity, heaven on earth. It's the power time once a year for golden opportunities and to bring in prosperity consciousness and get rid of not having enough or not being good enough or beautiful enough or whatever enough. Enough is enough. And so Akshaya is non-depleting, and then the Tritiya is related to the third moon during this time. So the sun is our soul, and the sun represents the father as well, the spiritual father as well as our biological father. And so we are connected to those energies as it moves through the second sign of the zodiac, which illuminates the part of our life that is associated with speech or whatever we take in. So it could be speech that we say to ourselves. So we're talking to ourselves, maybe not out loud, but internally. And we can be self-deprecating or self-loathing, or we can have low self-esteem. So it's not very bright. So it's kind of dark inside of us. Even though we're smiling on the outside, we're not feeling so great on the inside or shiny and bright on the inside. So the sun representing our soul is going to help us to do the right thing, which is, once again, to do our spiritual practices so that we have that sun's energy, that even if it's just a ray of the sunlight, we would just be boom, lit up and full of joy, and everything around us would be happy, blissful, as it is when we enjoy the sun. So sun entering Taurus again, second sign of the zodiac, and the natural zodiac, it could be different in your chart. And in fact, if you haven't had a live astrology consultation, please do check it out on astroved.com. We have a couple of great astrologers who have been longtime students, devotees of Dr. Pillai as well. They're also Pillai Center teachers. One is Swamini Vali and the other is Lalita Varahi. And so those two gals will definitely help you to navigate your life in terms of helping you to see which planets are your money planets, which planets are going to support prosperity consciousness, and why haven't you been able to manifest your desires. So you can check those two gals out on astroved.com, and most likely Radha will pop up all the links that I'm talking about as we go along during this Power Time practice session. So Vishnupati is a time period as well. It happens a few times a year. And as you can hear in the name Vishnupati, Vishnu, Lord Vishnu is a money god. He's the consort of the goddess Lakshmi, who is the star of Akshaya Tritiya. So a lot of prosperity consciousness. And why during this time? Because the second sign where the sun is sitting, your soul is going to be aligned with, is the energy of your finances, getting that sorted out for once and for all. So once we become more aware, we can't stick our head in the sand anymore. We have to be able to come out of that denial and not feel bad about it, because guess what? Everyone in the world is in debt. The whole world is in debt. The whole world is in debt. Did I say that enough times? Doesn't mean that you can say, oh, well, everyone else is in debt, so I will be too. It's not like that. Their countries are indebted to one another for whatever reasons, but you don't have to be a victim to that. And why I'm saying that is because you don't want to feel that consciousness that you're not good enough, that you can't do it. You can't come out of the harms and hurdles and create prosperity and abundance and joy and happiness and a little piece of heaven on earth, regardless of what everyone else is doing. And then help to inspire other people. So the second sign is the sign of the Taurus, the bull. And you can see that on Wall Street. The bull market means that it's all good. So bear market is scary. So bull market means that you want to go after it. You want to dig down and get right into the root of your situation. And it gives you the strength and the courage to go in and find out from your banker or your financial advisor. Just go ahead and do it during this month, because this is the month where your soul is going to be pretty happy to do that. It's not going to be afraid. It's not going to tell you, no, you should hide away. It's going to say, you got to go get this sorted out, and this is the perfect time for it. So you'll feel natural about it. You won't feel fearful. You'll just go, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go and get it done. So there's the goddess Lakshmi Shrimbrazi is going to be honored today during the Powertime practice as well. So we've got Lord Saturn, we've got Lord Ganesha, we've got the goddess Shrimbrazi, we've got the sun transiting into the second sign yesterday. So we'll honor that being and then honor our souls. So the week ahead is going to be a time period where we can build. So you want to write down your goals, or you can make Post-it notes and stick them all over where you can see them. The amount of money that you want to have every month. You can create your vision board, cut out pictures, or do a digital vision board on your phone or your iPad, your tablet, whatever it is that you use, your computer. And then put those pictures of what it is that you want to see in your life that is going to bring you a lot of comfort and joy and happiness. And it also relates to the home life or your family life. So you might connect with your family members in a more uplifted and joyful way. So speech, again, is something that comes through the second house. And then whatever you take in terms of food. So it can be soul food. It can be your spiritual practices that you'll feel really enlivened and optimistic about, and you'll feel energized and you'll want to keep doing them. And you will experience a deeper or more expansive, more abundant energy around you. And then you can also maybe take a look at your diet, what you're taking in through food or drink, or maybe you might decide that, hey, I'm going to quit smoking, quit drinking alcohol. I'm going to get on a physical, or I'm going to increase my activity. So I'm going to get on a physical education for myself, get out and about, get out in nature. So, and then also how you are speaking to other people. Venus rules the sign of Taurus. So Venus is a planet of luxury, joy, happiness, partying, food, and socializing, and then help and making sure that you stay on your spiritual path and be devoted. So you will not just be devoted on your spiritual path to a god or a goddess or a divine being, an archetype like the planets or any gods or goddesses. So it will help you to understand that devotion is an energy that comes through, and then you exude that energy and you become devoted to everyone and everything. And that, I don't know what that was, but that was probably whatever I said. As Dr. Pillai says, when an alarm goes off, or a bell goes off, that's whatever was said during that time or whatever you were thinking at that time, then you got to take a look at that. So perhaps we're talking about having a beautiful, devoted life and abundant and joyous, and then it beeped. So that's the divine saying, yes, right on. So we don't want to miss these opportunities to connect with these divine beings. And today we're going to do a little bit of an honoring of those energies inside of ourselves. And we're going to incorporate it with a meditation and some mantra chanting. So once again, we have Lord Ganesha, we've got the sun. The sun is a god, as well as Gayatri is a goddess. So we've got a masculine energy, a form of the sun, and then we've got a feminine energy, the goddess Gayatri. And so we will chant their mantras as well and do an honoring through offering 5 different items that represent the 5 different elements that make us up, make each and every one of us up, and then also everything else in the universe. And then these gods and goddesses in a subtler form of those elements. So we have to have something here on the earth plane that's in the physical form to click the switch, and then we can say the sounds. Those are the passwords or the passcodes to the divine Wi-Fi, so that you can connect, or we all can connect with these divine beings. And then they will help to wake up that energy inside of us. So we will go from a physical state or a more gross level of experience to a more subtler energy, astral body, out of body experience, as we do with Dr. Pillai's Grace and Blessings during this Power Time practice. So the overlord of the sun is Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva also represents the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space. So we're going to tie all this together. Everybody's like, oh my God, this is too much to remember. And why, I was wondering, why the heck are all these different beings coming to this particular Power Time practice? Because I never really know who's going to come and play with us, who is going to empower us to be more playful with our spiritual practices. So many of the people who participate in paid services or free services or events, one of the main questions is, how do I bring it all together? So in Power Time practice, we can do that. We don't have a specific theme. Like, for example, Akshaya Tritiya, people were asking, well, now I have Akshaya Tritiya teachings. How do I do my Lord Shiva teachings, my Ganesha teachings, all the rest? So we get to play with that a little bit here. And as you go along with Dr. Pillai's teachings, it will all start to gel. And then you will just know when to call on these divine beings. And they will actually call ahead of time. So you will think, oh, I'm going to pray to Lord Ganesha. And maybe it's not Lord Ganesha's day. Maybe it's Lord Muruga's day. And then all of a sudden you're saying Lord Muruga's mantra and doing his practices, and you're realizing, oh my goodness, it's his day, but I was thinking I wanted to pray to Lord Ganesha. So it's not that you're wrong or right. It just is, there's a being that comes through each day, and then there are different time Shaktis or energies that are available, and we can tap into those energies as well. So you're not going to get a pop quiz. You're just going to be here. Take it in. You'll have this recording to take a look at how all these beings tied together. But for now, just go with it like a story that's being played out, because it actually is being played out in the cosmos. And we're aligning with that. So we're knocking on the door of these divine beings who are readily available during this next week ahead, or today and this next week ahead. So it's a growing cycle of the moon. And the moon represents our mind. Like the sun represents our soul, the moon represents our mind. And then as it waxes and wanes, we feel differently. So it's on the waxing cycle, and that means we're getting brighter. The moon is going to be full in a couple of weeks. So as the sun entered Taurus, it's lighting up the energy or the thoughts around finances, around family, around speech, around what we take in through food or drink, or what we take in energetically around the people that we're hanging out with. I mean, COVID on steroids or what? My goodness, when is this ever going to end? So it seems to be that is a theme, a central theme to all the conversations, regardless, right? And, we want to be diplomatic. So the sun being in the second sign, it will help us to be diplomatic, because Venus is the diplomatic planet. It wants us to be really have sweet speech. So, and then not eat too many sweets, but maybe get into our spiritual practices, get more devoted to bringing energy and sweetness without having to satisfy temporarily your sweet tooth. So what else have we got going on? We've got Shrimbrazi. We also have Vishwamitra here. And Vishwamitra just jumped in because he is the divine being who gave the sound Brazi to the world, to the universe. And he is associated with the goddess Shrimbrzi. But what some people don't know is that he is also associated with the Gayatri mantra. So we will honor his name, and then we will bring the energy and blessings coming from this divine master, a spiritual father, if you will, a spiritual master, someone who has gone before us and has that authority to bring in incredible self-esteem, so high self-esteem, because he himself was an emperor, a king, way back when. And then he decided that, you know what, I can't stand that the people of the kingdom are impoverished, and I'm going to go to the masters, the yogis, and see what I can do if there's a secret to bringing more prosperity. And so he did. He left the kingdom behind and said, okay, you guys run this, and I'm going to go find out how to bring in prosperity consciousness, which he did. And Brazil is the sound. And then Dr. Pillai was happy to collaborate with him. And because you can't just know a sound, you have to be that sound. And actually, Dr. Pillai, way back, maybe in 96 or 97, 1996 or 97, he brought in the sound Brazil, and he was Brazil. So that was a very powerful time for me anyways, and many of us that were there when the light came in. And I think they have actual that video presentation, and it's on the YouTube, Pillai Center YouTube. So you can check that out as well. Maybe Radha will post the link if we find it. So who else do we have? We have this image here, which is a 5 symbol image, and it is a yantra, and it is this energy of Dr. Pillai. So Dr. Pillai was told, hey, you get this yantra here, and then you give it to your people. And when they use this yantra, then they will get activated through this sacred geometry. And then that will activate our DNA and transform it, and we will be more receptive to the sun's energy. You can see the sun in the middle. And then there is a ghee lamp, and also I think it's Shreem, the symbol for Shreem. And then there is in the other corner, so there's a ghee lamp, and then Shreem. And then I think there is a pot that represents abundance. And then we have the swastika, which is prosperity and success. So these 5 symbols will awaken our consciousness, because we can't tell ourselves, hey, don't think those thoughts, because we'll just keep thinking. So we have to bombard our consciousness with soul intelligence. And this is what activates the soul's intelligence. And then that builds inside of us. So we have all these different images that we are going to be honoring and asking for blessings. And then we will be offering 5 items that represent the 5 elements. So earth, water, fire, air, and space, which is earth is represented by the food element. So we'll offer some, trail mix. And then we will offer some water representing the water element. We'll offer a ghee lamp representing the fire element. And then we will offer incense that represents the air element. And it also helps us to come out of our ego that says, I'm going to edge God out. I'm going to just think all these thoughts, instead of just merging with the energy of God consciousness or Goddess consciousness. And then we can offer the flowers that represent the ether or the space, Akash. So we've all heard of the Akashic records. So we have, our story has been written, our karma has been written, and we don't want to repeat it if it isn't very satisfying. So we can wipe that out with offering the flower. It goes directly like a text message right to the divine. And then we can erase the karma. That's what the mystics have said that the flowers will do. And so, and you just know it, even when you see flowers or you have flowers at home or someone gives you flowers, you feel really good. You don't have to even say anything. It just makes you go, this is so nice. So surround your space, even if you don't have pictures of deities or statues, you can just put flowers and you will feel the divine coming in. So those are the 5 elements, and we are going to say the sounds that represent each of these beings. And I just wanted to mention too that Lord Saturn's dad, or Lord Saturn's father, is the sun. So we've got the father the son relationship happening here. And then the other father son is Lord Shiva, who's the overlord of the sun, and Lord Ganesha is the son of Lord Shiva. So there's a lot going on, but we'll connect the dots. And especially if you're new to Dr. Pillai's teachings, don't be overwhelmed. This is just something that we give to people to help you to understand that, you know, your mind is going to be, what the heck is going on? What does all this mean? So we'll give you a little bit for your intellect to munch on, and then you can go and explore it more. There's so much information on AstroVib, Pillai Center. You can Google it, but we want you to settle back down into the actual meditation or the chanting, the mantra practice, the archana, the offering the different items, the light, and so on. So we're going to honor Dr. Pillai. You can see him above the picture of the sun there. And there's Dr. Pillai up there. Shouldn't point, but there he is. There's Dr. Pillai above. And he's right now, he's going through his major sun period. So it's great to find out what your astrology is, because you will understand what planet is impacting your life for some time, and it's years. So the sun's energy is shining brightly through Dr. Pillai, and the sun also represents intelligence. So we need intelligence to come out of our harms and hurdles. We got to throw the light on our situation, and then that will help us to do the right thing, get the help that we need. So we can't just pray and hope it all works out. The sun is going to illuminate the path that we need to take the next step. So lots of things to munch on when you watch the recording. For now, I'm going to be changing the camera so that you can see the altar up close and personal. I'll dim the lights a little bit, and then we'll get into a spiritual experience. So you don't have to know all the mantras. You don't have to know how they are chanted or how you spell them if you haven't heard them before. For now, just like it was when I first started with Dr. Pillai, I had no clue about anything. Because I come from a Christian background. I was a Catholic, raised as a Catholic. So when he was saying all these mantras, I was like, what? So I just thought, well, it's just like when I was a kid and I was learning, or I was going to church and they did the prayers where the priest had his back to everybody in the church. And he was saying the prayer, the mass in Latin. So I didn't have a clue then either. But I did experience the spiritual awakening, that peace, the joy, the bliss. And that's what we want everyone to maybe explore today. So don't get too heady around this. Just let go, let God, and know that all these energies that are readily available and going to help us to experience some abundance and that hope and that optimism and that joy and the bliss that we can't necessarily tap into for very long every day. So we're going to have a prolonged session, fill our cup up, and then that will carry us through the week and maybe inspire us to continue to do maybe 1 or 2 of the mantras, or maybe all of it. We'll see. All right, so let's get settled in now. I'm going to be changing the camera here. So once you're settled in, you can be closing your eyes even. You don't have to have your eyes open for this part of it. I'll let you know when we do go deeper into the practice. So once your eyes are closed, what's going to happen is we're going to feel this energy inside of us that says, hey, you know what? I'm going to pay attention to the god or the goddess within. So you can take a few deep breaths in and out, and then see if that does anything for you. To kind of bring your attentional energy away from your thinking mind into your more subtler state of being. So more energy. Or you're just settling down. Maybe your thoughts are reducing in number. So your eyes are closed and you're taking a few deep breaths if you're just joining now. And then we're going to call on Ganesha, whose energy is readily available, especially today because it is his day. It's a fourth moon. Imagine a reddish-orangish light pouring down your legs into your feet, into your toes. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Om Shrim Hrim Klim Klaum Gam Ganapataye Vara Varada Sarvajaname Vasamanaya Namaha Om Gam 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 Gum 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 Gum. Now you can chant out loud or internally or just listen with the sound gum in your pelvic region, down your legs. Feel the energy of Ganesha on his day, blessing you. Gum, 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 Ganapataye Namaha. Make a prayer to Ganesha's energy inside of you to keep removing the stubborn obstacles in your life outside of you. And now we will call on the sun. The sun represents our soul. So we'll feel this brightness inside of our body. Imagine the sun in your right eye. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Left eye, the sun goes in the left eye. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Move to the right eardrum. The sun pierces the right eardrum and lights up the inside of your head. Your brain lights up. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now move to the left ear. Imagine the sun piercing the left eardrum. The light enters the brain, the whole head lights up. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. The sun moves up the right nostril, cleanses the karma that you breathe in through the right nostril. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Left nostril, the sun's energy, the light, the intelligence is cleansing the karma that you breathe in, the prana, the life force. In the left nostril, Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now move into the mouth, the tip of the tongue, middle of the tongue, back of the tongue, even into the throat. Light it up with the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now move into the brain, the middle of the brain, the third eye. Feel the sun. Imagine the sun in the middle of your brain, exploding All the rays are shooting all around the whole brain. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now the sun lights up the whole body from head to toe. You are the sun. In all the cells, they're tingling, they're teeming with the light. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now, move into your third eye. Imagine the Gayatri, a 5-headed goddess that represents the 5 parts of the brain, as well as the senses. It brings more intelligence, super intelligence, to your third eye, to your brain, to your whole being. Om Bhur Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhur Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhur Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yona Prachodayat. Feel the light, the intelligence of the sun god, Surya, and also Gayatri, the goddess, who lights up your soul, lights up your intelligence, your intellect, gives you clarity and understanding and knowledge. Now we will pray to Shiva. Focus your attention on the base of your spine. We'll activate the chakras that will be enlivened with the sounds of the 4 states of consciousness, as well as the sounds for honoring Lord Shiva as the 5 elements, base of the spine. Move up to the heart center, middle of the chest. Move up to the throat, clear the throat. Ma, 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 ma. Move up to the third eye, middle of your brain. Om, om, om. Float back down to the base of your spine, also in your legs. Feel connected to the earth element. Na, 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 na. Move up to your navel, your belly. Merge with the water as you feel it cleansing the belly, filling the belly with water. Ma, 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 ma. Move up to the middle of your chest, the heart center, and also down the arms and hands and fingers. Imagine the fire purifying the heart and the arms and hands and fingers. She, 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 she. And move up to the throat. Clear the throat. Connect with the air element or the prana, the subtle air, the life force. Va, 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 va. And move up to the eyes. Keep the eyeballs steady and still. Feel the brain. The neurons are firing with your attentional energy. Connect with the akash or ether, the space. Ya, 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 ya. Now imagine Dr. Pillai appearing before you in a form you're familiar with, or a light. A vast light embraces you, enlivens your chakras, enlivens your aura, inside the body, outside the body. Feel the pulse of connecting to Dr. Pillai's energy. Om Aim Hreem Sarvalokaya Adityaya Shiva Satguru Bhavaya Swaha. Om Aim Hreem Sarvalokaya Adityaya Shiva Satguru Bhavaya Swaha. Om Aim Hreem Sarvalokaya Adityaya Shiva Satguru Bhavaya Swaha. Now, move back into the third eye. Imagine Vishwamitra, the emperor turned yogi, who brought the sound, the highest vibrating sound for wealth consciousness, prosperity consciousness. Breathe. Om Vishwamitraya Namaha. Om Vishwamitraya Vishvamitraya Namaha. Om Vishvamitraya Namaha. Keep your attention on the third eye, the portal to the goddess Shrimrzi, the goddess of abundance, joy, happiness, heaven on earth. Open the door to heaven. Shrimrzi. 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 Now you can chant the sounds out loud or softly or internally, silently, or just receive in your third eye. So you hear your own voice vibrating in your third eye with the sounds. Shrimrzi. 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 Pause. Feel the vibrations in the middle of your brain, the third eye, the goddess Shrimrzi. And again, Shrimrzi. 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 Pause. Feel the vibrations of the sounds that awaken your third eye, opening the door to prosperity, abundance, joy, beauty, health, perfect health, fabulous relationships. Once again, Shrimrzi, Shrimrzi, Shrimrzi. A feeling. Now, imagine an energy, a protective energy of strength and courage and persistence, patience, compassion, the ability to structure your life in a way that is going to help you to live 100% material life and 100% spiritual life. We'll call on Lord Saturn, whose energy is readily available on Saturdays. Imagine a dark blue being appearing in your mind's eye or feel his energy. Imagine offering him sesame oil with black sesame seeds as a lamp. Show him the light. Om Shanicharaya Namaha. Om Shanicharaya Namaha. Om Shanicharaya Namaha. Now make a prayer to all these beings who connected with you through your soul's intelligence, such that your body has an experience, your mind has an experience, your energy bodies. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul. Peace to all these beings. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the world. Now gently, slowly open your eyes and we will go through the offering. This is called an elementalization or puja offering of different items that represent the 5 elements. We'll start with food. So we are going to honor Ganesha. Even though all these divine beings have been here today, we'll honor them when we offer the flowers at the end. We will offer everything to Ganesha. And then when you are at home, you can do each one. So we're offering the food item that represents the earth element. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru Gam 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 Gam. Now we'll offer the water, representing the water element. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru Gam 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 Gam. The next item is going to represent the fire element. This is a ghee lamp. You can use a candle as well. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru Gam 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 Gam. Next, we'll offer the incense that represents the air element or the prana, which is the subtler air, the life force energy. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru Gam 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 Gam. Then we'll offer the flowers to Ganesha and all the gods and goddesses here today. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru Because this is Ganesha's day, the fourth moon, we're going to be offering Ganesha grass. He loves this. It's also called Durva grass or Bermuda grass in English. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Nirvignam Kuru Kuru. Gam 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 Gam. Now to the Shiva Lingam and the Shiva Yantra. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Now we'll offer to Surya, the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Remember, the sun represents your soul, intelligence, the ability to rule in your life, to be the authority of your life, and to connect with your father, spiritual father. Om Suryaya Namaha. Pray for health, perfect health, and well-being. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. We'll pray to the goddess Gayatri, representing the sun's energy, the intelligence. Om Bhur-Bhuvasvaha Tat Savitur-Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. We'll pray to Dr. Pillai, who's running, or the sun, major planetary influence. So connect with his soul. It is being lit up like a power source of the sun, lighting up your soul, lighting up your mind, your intellect, your health, your well-being. You're feeling this royalty consciousness. Om Aim Hrim Sarvalokaya Adityaya Shiva Satguru Bhavaya Swaha. Om Aim Hrim Sarvalokaya Adityaya Shiva Satguru Bhavaya Swaha. We'll pray to Lord Saturn, who is the sun, S-O-N, of the sun, S-U-N. Om Shanisharaya Namaha. Om Shanisharaya Namaha. Om Shanisharaya Namaha. This is the sesame oil and the black sesame seed lamp. So you light that, especially on a Saturday, and you just can honor Lord Saturn without saying anything. Just having it lit in your space will clear your karma. Now we'll offer to Vishwamitra and Shrimriti. Om Vishwamitraya Namaha. Om Vishwamitraya Namaha. Om Vishvamitraya Namaha. Vishvamitra means friend of the people, of all people, in all realms. So he wants everyone to be friendly and enjoy prosperity. And the goddess Shrimrzi. Om Shrimrzi Namaha. Om Shrimrzi Namaha. Om Shrimrzi Namaha. Shrimrzi. 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 Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul. Peace to the environment, peace to the world, peace to the universe. And this meditation, this communion with the divine beings who are empowering you to receive their consciousness, their blessings, to help guide you throughout the week ahead, even if you don't do anything. Spiritually, they're there with you, lighting up the path, and maybe calling on you, hey, say my name. Offer me a light or some water, or a piece of fruit or food. Offer me some incense. Pour flowers all over. Make a prayer of gratitude to Dr. Pillai for guiding you to receive the blessings today, and pray for those who joined us today, creating that space where we can open up the earth plane consciousness so these divine beings can come through and light up the whole world. Especially pray for those who need it the most. We really, really need everyone in the world to have food, clothing, shelter, medicine, education. They need to have people surrounding them, loving them, guiding them. We need to evolve to that level of human beingness. Our humanity has to evolve. So as Dr. Pillai says, this, you don't know what you just did, but we did it with his grace and blessings and his energy, and may that continue to guide you. And slowly, slowly come back to yourselves. I'll adjust the camera. There he is. And hello. So thanks for joining those of you who need to go. And those of you who are going to stay, we'll take some questions and just share some reminders about what's happening this weekend. On Sunday, Dr. Pillai is going to be doing his final free webinar on the Mystery School. And whether or not you're going to participate in that year-long program, it's going to be his last one. He's done this for years and years and years, and he's on to bigger, broader, more expansive roles in the world. So he won't have time to do a year-long program. So if you can get into the course, it's an amazing journey. And so check it out tomorrow. And that's going to be at 11 a.m. Pacific time, which is 2 p.m. Eastern time. And I believe that Radha has posted that link, or will do that shortly. Thanks so much, Radha. And then also the newsletter that you get every week from Powertime Practice will be sent out to you with all these links. So you don't have to go fumbling through this. You can just go to the newsletter and click on the links, and it'll take you to the pages that we talked about and participated in today. So Teresa's saying, my spiritual name is Gayatri. I chant the Gayatri mantra every morning, but it is definitely intensified with this beautiful global group community. Thank you, everyone. Wonderful. Thank you, Teresa, for sharing. A big thank you. Angela is saying, cannot get enough of this beautiful program. Oh, wow. That's it. Awesome. We're trying to bring it all together, and help you to do your daily practice. And there are no hard or fast rules. Again, we're doing it with the grace and blessings of Dr. Pillai. All these divine beings are saying, hey, we know that you didn't grow up with this. So you still are at the level of the soul. Maybe in previous lifetimes, you were practicing using these spiritual tools or technologies, and then using the mantras to call on the divine beings, just like you would when you're trying to get a Wi-Fi connection. If you're traveling in an airport, you need to get the password, the passcodes, and then the username and password, and then you can get a clear internet connection and then communicate with people around the world. So that's what we want to think about when we are calling on these divine beings. Hey, what's your password? What do I need to offer you to connect with me? So we have to meet them part way, and they meet us part way. So offering the different items. If you just have water, which everyone pretty much has access to water, then you can just offer some water. So I always have like a little cup with a little spoon. It doesn't have to be this fancy and copper or anything like that. But it's so small. It's such a little amount. And then you just offer it. You just sprinkle it. And it dries up, so don't worry about it getting anything wet. So it's not too much. And then you will, when you're hydrating these divine beings, then they will resonate with the water inside of each of yourselves. So we have we're pretty much full of water. Every cell is full of water. And so maybe like 65% of us were like about up here with water, right? So it's super easy to commune with these divine beings, and we flow like the water. There's a currency, a current of water, energy. And then we cleanse ourselves to commune with these divine beings. So it's pretty simple when we look at it in that respect, instead of getting caught up in all the scriptures and the sacred technologies. It's not to say that the priests, the Vedic specialists, they do a fabulous job at communing with the divine beings on our behalf and for the world as well. But being here with Dr. Pillai, he's doing it all anyway. So we're just making the effort, and you do the same at home. Try it out, especially when you're feeling overwhelmed or underwhelmed. You're just like, oh, blah. Then get some energy, and you're tired of just chanting mantras. When you make an offering to these divine beings, it's a sacred contract. In all the cultures, all the traditions, in their scriptures, they say that the gods and the humans made a contract. They said, okay, you guys come and help us when we need you, and you give us what we need, and we will help you. And you do it. So it has to be reciprocal. So you can't just go and pray neurotically. Oh my God, oh my God. Yeah, you might get saved, but then the gods want you to be empowered and get to do, enliven your brain. So you're evolving. And then once you evolve with their support, then they evolve. So it's a never ending story. People say, how do I get rid of karma? You don't. Sorry to burst your bubble. It was a big one for my bubble to get burst. And so, after 25 years studying with Dr. Pillai and going around the world to different power spots and being initiated in all these things, when it just comes back to the basics of commune with these divine beings, call on them, give them stuff. And it doesn't take too long. We take a little bit longer here in Powertime practice because we don't want to just zip right through it. We want to make sure that you feel something, so you have a takeaway. And then you can watch this recording and pause it and see what happens. Right at the beginning of this puja offering, or maybe when we were in the meditation, I can't remember, the flower that was sitting on Dr. Pillai's head fell off. I had to put another one on there. So that to me was a sign, oh my goodness, you're here, you're doing this, not me. And these are all your people coming to you, getting connected to your teachings. And when we surrender everything to the divine being who's been there, done that, then all we do is go along for the ride. And what I mean by that is we're all on, if you can imagine being on a cruise ship, and the guru takes you to the other side. Have you heard of that saying? Well, that's what it is. So we're all on this great cruise ship, and there's so much going on the cruise ship, and we're having a good time. So the guru is the cruise ship. We're just having a good time. He's taking us to the other side of our consciousness, the side that is going to help us to be lighter, happier, more optimistic, joyous, healed on all different levels, body, mind, and soul, and to evolve. So it doesn't take too much. That's why having a spiritual master really is the easiest. It's the highest. It's the simplest. You don't have to learn Sanskrit or any sacred language and do all these things. You can definitely do that. It might be your karma to do it. But for those of us who are in our everyday life, we just want to know, okay, what's the fastest way? That's in the shortest way to get around my problem. So the fastest way to connect with these divine beings, what's the password? What do I got to do? And then get on with it. So So that's what we're here to remind everyone. No hard or fast rules. Just come and do it. And even people say, well, I can't, do this at home because my family would think I was, they wouldn't understand it. So whatever they're going to think, they're going to think. And you don't have to explain anything, because it's like when you're deeply in love. You don't go and tell the whole world all your deep, intimate moments, so that your spiritual practice is so deep, it's so profound, it's so intimate. How can you even put it into words, let alone understand really what's going on? You're just doing it every day, and you're evolving. And then the gods and the goddesses, or nature, or higher self, or a higher power is evolving along with you. And so this is what it is. It's a never-ending story. And then it is to light up ultimately this whole planet. We come back again and again and say, okay, I'll get on the boat. I'll do it again and see what happens this time. So this time Dr. Pillai is saying, hey, I'm going to really do it this time. If you're ready, or when you're ready, let's get it done. So do what you can. You're on the boat anyways. You don't have to jump ship. No one's going to say you should be at the pool, or you should be at the dinner table, or you should be wherever you're supposed to be on deck. You're just on, and you're going to be doing what you're doing with joy and happiness, and helping one another, interacting with one another, creating a space of harmony and friendship, be friendly, and so on. So Barsha is saying here, how the spiritual name is found out through Vedic astrology or Nadi astrology. It's a good question. So you can get it through both. Are you talking about your own spiritual name, or the divine being spiritual name? So if it's your own spiritual name, you want to change your name from your birth name to and get a spiritual name. Sometimes Dr. Pillai will give it if you're around him. Other times he will just guide you. And there is a name service, spiritual name service offered through AstroVed. So maybe the link can be posted there on the chat or in the newsletter, and you can check it out. And you will, the astrologers will take your birth chart, and then based on your birth star and then the planets in your chart, the energy that is coming through you, they will give you like 3 choices, I think it is, of different names. And then you can select the one that you resonate with. Now, you don't have to go and change it legally, although some people do. They will also give you an option to change your the spelling of your legal name to bring more energy. So check it out, and that's how you can get more spiritual energy, or spiritualize, or energize your name. And because there's a power and an energy in your name. If you're in a crowd of lots and lots of people and someone yells out your name, so Mary, Mary, all the Marys will turn their heads. Like, you will recognize the voice of that person who's calling out your name. They can find you. You will know. So there's an energy, there's a vibration, there's a power that has captured your attention. And so that's what you exude. So if you can find out what your spiritual name is through that method, it's kind of fun. And then if you're looking for the name through the astrology or Nadi astrology of the planets or the gods or the goddesses, they will give you the mantras. So there are many different names, just like there's many different versions of Mary, for example, in the different languages, Marie, Mari, Mary, different spellings of it. So, you can see that the gods also follow suit and the goddesses follow suit. All right. So Johnny is saying here, I feel that inner pilot guiding me, and I feel my pineal gland being decalcified. And I'm dreaming more, having more time for myself to chant, meditate, japa, in love, peace in my 65 years. Oh, great, Johnny. That's awesome. And that's what happens. We start to wake up to what are we doing every day with our time? Are we being empowered by what it is that we're doing? Are we just wasting time or killing time or waiting? You know, Dr. Pillai says waiting is a waste of time. You may have to wait a certain period of time for things to happen. However, waiting for something to happen when it could happen in another way, you can have a workaround. That's where the divine comes in. And that's what we call miracles. Oh my God, I didn't have to wait. It just happened so quickly. Or time flies when you're having fun, or time flies when the divine is having fun. So you're connecting to that as well. I'm just going to scroll up. Oh, great. So Pillai Center practice is the yellow highlighted in the chat. That's Radha, and she's posting all the links that I'm sharing. So make sure you check that out, either now or afterwards. So let's take a look here. Blessings to all, as Nangai is saying. Oh, Bhairavi's here. Awesome. You're here all the time. Angela's saying a big thank you, Sutrita. Can't get enough of this beautiful program. Oh, we talked about that. Thank you. We said it again. Ravin is saying here, Ravin to you is saying, thank you, Sutrita. That was such a beautiful ceremony. Blessings to Dr. Pillai, you and all in need. Evelyn is saying, thank you, Abha. Thank you, Sutrita. Perfect timing. It's a sun hora in Sydney for Angela. Great. Maria is saying your altar is beautiful. And here's the thing, Maria and everyone else, you'll start to create your altar in the way that is going to resonate with you. So this altar that we have here on Powertime Practice, if you look at the previous Powertime practices that have been done to date, and that's 8 years of it. So not too many years on the YouTube though. But we have been showing different altars. So it really is you communing with the divine and the divine expressing itself. Hey, set me up this way. So there, again, no hard or fast rules. Ganesh is a pretty, he's the one that you always want to have on your altar, because he's the one who's going to remove the obstacles for all the divine beings to come in. So lots of different links are posted that we shared about, lots of different people from around the world. Fabulous. Okay, so make sure that you come tomorrow to Dr. Pillai's webinar. The link has been posted. Miley is saying here, Millie Ramona is saying, thank you, Sutrita. How many times do you need to call their names when you do the offering? How many times do you need to circle the offering? How often do you have to do the hydration? You could say it once, Miley. Like this setup here, we have different archetypes or different energies, different deities, gods, goddesses, planets. So I didn't want to go on and on and on. I had the intention to, but then Ganesh is like, hey, just call on me. Do it all to me first, and then you can give some flowers to everybody else later on. So that's how I know it's always going to be different. And so it's not so mechanical or so robotic. And you'll start to realize that these divine beings are just guiding you. So, and then I always hand it over to Dr. Pillai. And as I mentioned, how did I know he was guiding, doing all of it, is the flower dropped from his statue, his image. And then I had to replace. I said, okay, I don't doubt. So we all doubt. I am the first to admit it. So that's pretty much it. Let's see here. Lots of nice prayers to everyone. Gratitude to all, to Dr. Pillai. All right. So that's pretty much it for now. Maybe we will wrap it up for now. And then we will see you tomorrow with Dr. Pillai. And then we will also perhaps see some of you in the mystery school, and that will be awesome. And there are some fun things ahead. We have Narasimha's birthday, also Lord Muruga's birthday. So more puja, more offerings, more fun to have with those beings and meditating on them and birthing their consciousness. So check that out on Pillai Center or Ashraved. And then you can see what those services and what the stories are all about, what these beings are all about. And then when we meet up for Powertime practice next week, we'll go and take a deeper dive. So thanks everyone for joining. We'll see you when we see you next. Namaste.